Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You might think promoting Switzerland is something that is not necessary. Such a beautiful country. But since roughly 100 years, there is a Swiss National Tourist Office promoting our country throughout the world. And lately we've seen some decline. People are not coming to Switzerland so much anymore. Switzerland is perceived a little bit boring. It's not so trendy, it's not so sexy. And it's hard to understand because we have the most beautiful mountains in the world. If mountains would have a home, it would be Switzerland. This mountain is the most photographed mountain in the world. We have water wherever you are. You're never more than 10 miles away from a lake in Switzerland. And all those lakes have drinking water quality, so you can really swim with your mouth open in our country. So why would you have to promote such a beautiful country? We have boutique towns where you can walk, where you can have a cup of coffee outside, where you can jump into the lake and look at the happy fish in this clean water. Our fish actually smile. If you ever make your way to the lake, look a little bit down, you see them smile. We have the happiest cows in the world. We have the most beautiful cows in the world. I mean, wouldn't you want to be a Swiss cow standing? If I ever want to be a cow, I want to be a Swiss cow. No, but if you stand all the day on the meadow and you look at the panorama and you smell this great air, you just become happy. And this cow, obviously, a happy cow produces the best milk in the world, and the best milk in the world produces the best chocolate. But I digress, sorry. Anyway, Switzerland, beautiful place. It's a huge variety, huge diversity. From the French-speaking part, within just an hour or so, you're in the German-speaking part. Within another hour, you're in a Romanish-speaking place that's a local takeaway up in the mountains. And then in another hour, you're in the Italian-speaking part. That all sounds fantastic, all sounds wonderful, and we should be happy. I mean, we're living in such a great country with such a diversity and variety. But as a marketing professional, I can tell you, nothing is more difficult to promote and to sell than variety. What happens is, normally people ask, what can I do? Where is it beautiful? And then you say, oh, actually it's everywhere beautiful. It's like, you know, you want to know, you go somewhere and you want to have a nice dinner and you ask someone, where can I eat tonight? Like you asked me. And then you say, yeah, actually, everywhere it's fine. It's in nowadays consumer behavior, people want to know, people want to go deep, they want to experience. So we took some time off and we sat around the table, our management, and we thought, okay, how do we have to promote, how do we have to sell Switzerland to the next generation, to people that want to have experiences, people that want to know what they can have, where they can have the best raclette, where they get the local wine. What do we have to do? And we came actually out of that meeting with a very, very easy and simple approach. Just keep it simple. Don't make it too complicated. Use a red thread that allows people to follow you, that allows people to find exactly what they're looking for. And we created the so-called Grand Tour of Switzerland. Again, this is not a new invention. When Thomas Cook came to Switzerland in 1863, he followed the Grand Tour of Switzerland. This tour allows people to follow a road, a route, a thread, and they have the guarantee that they will see the best that a country or a destination has to offer, and it allows an organization like ours to place all those experiences to the left and to the right of that road. This route goes through Switzerland, and with every circle, it has no start and it has no end. You can start wherever you want. You can do it in little pieces, you can do the whole thing. It's 1,600 kilometers of road. You can do the same thing by train. It's also roughly 1,600 kilometers. And it gives you the guarantee that you will not miss the great experiences that Switzerland has to offer. You can start in Zurich, the lake, the mountains, the urban nightlife, the restaurants, and here our specialists, and we had to reorganize also our company, so we have now employed people that so far have been just, selecting X amount of content and information to the left and to the right and put everything in a basket. We now employed them as Switzerland experts to give exactly the experiences that are geared to that route and where you find ideas, suggestions to the left and to the right. So if you're in Zurich, we let you know where to find the best nightclubs, we let you know what to do, where to shop, what to do as an excursion. You then go on to the mightiest waterfall in Europe, the Rheinfall. Also here we tell you exactly what you can do, the artisanal handicraft that you will find close to Schaffhausen. We tell you where the UNESCO World Heritage Sites are, what you can do, the library of St. Gallen, what you can see there. But we tell you also about the traditions of Switzerland, and we let our visitors mingle with the locals. And if you ever want to learn to yodel, you will find it. So you can stop there, you can go with a local yodel choir, and you can learn to yodel with the locals. We tell you where to stay. We tell you the best and most beautiful hotels of our country. And in the morning, when you open the window shades and you look outside and you think, I'm still dreaming because it's so beautiful. And then you go down again into the Italian-speaking part, and again there we will tell our customers where they can sip the best espresso in the world, or at least in the Ticino. From the Italian-speaking part, we go up to the eternal snow, to the glaciers of our country, the longest, the mightiest glacier in the Alps, the Aletsch Glacier. And again there, if you ever wanted to walk a glacier with a local guide, you will be able to find that, because it's on a red thread, and you will be able to follow that guide, and they will tell you, this is the glacier, be careful, there's a crevice, walk along. And they will tell you also about an animal that you don't know. There is an animal living in that glacier, that's the glacier flea. And that is really a flea that lives in the eternal ice, and they will let you know that animal. And those are the experiences that you take home, that you can share, and that are unique. And before we did this grand tour, it was kind of lost. We show you also our search engines. The St. Bernard dogs, invented way before Google. They are searching in the winter, but they're also just animals you can pet, and you can take a picture, and you can also share it with friends and families. And along another UNESCO World Heritage Site, in a vineyard, there are so many vintners, but normally you wouldn't know where to stop and where to try the local wine. We will tell you where you can do that. This is all still very nice, but we have to communicate that. So, talking about cities, we wanted to communicate to people what can you experience in Switzerland. Come to visit us on our grand tour. And we took another thing that is important, and that is humor. It's fun. So we created movies. We said we have to keep it funny because Swiss are not perceived to be funny normally. So we are a bit reserved sometimes. So we did some movies, and I would like to show you the one we did for the cities.
Down from the hill came two handsome cowmen, yodelay-yo-yo. Cowmen so handsome, the cows around them, yodelay-yodelay-yo. Folks were astounded and frown about when yodelay-yo-yo. They got around on yon and round, hey, yodelay-yodelay-yo.
Ho, yodelay-yo, ho, yodelay-yo.
sound they went round and round and yodelay, yo-dee-oh.
Boy in a man was what they found, oh yodelay, yodelay, yo.
Soon all around them was renowned and yodelay, yo-dee-oh. Kraft in Schrot, they would soon be townmen, yodelay, yodelay, yo. Up and down and around and about they yodelay, yo-dee-oh.
Hit the town, turn it upside down,
And yodelay, yodelay, yo. Off the ground with yodelay, oh-ho-lay, yodelay, yo-dee-oh. They spin around and enjoy la vie, oh. Yodelay, yodelay, yo. Yodelay, 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 yodelay.
And as you can see, we didn't use young models because every other destination is using young models. Watch the advertisements of other destinations. It's always young people and always like that. So we used some elderly gentlemen. We did the same thing for the winter. So by using this cheeky humor and also, you know, to show people that we are not as reserved or as boring as we are normally perceived, it helped a lot. And those movies were really kind of stoppers, and people looked at them and they realized, hey, that could actually be a fun place. And if you want to go on a vacation, you want to go somewhere where it's fun, where you're happy, where you have fun, because that's the whole purpose also of a vacation. We go along the Grand Tour, we're going through the rolling hills of the Emmental, come to the beautiful city of Lucerne, and we end where we started, in the city of Zurich, where the happy fish are smiling exactly in that water. I mean, the ones of you knowing Zurich, you really can jump in the middle of the city into a lake, and you can swim there and have some fun. And this Grand Tour, again, we put it in a little movie, which I would like to show you, which also uses not a 20-year-old model, but perhaps a 35-year-old.
They say the Swiss are the happiest people in the world. Let's find out why, shall we? Hello? Maybe it's because they really like to take their time. They do have a sense for the finer things. People do take good care of each other. Did I mention the splendid nature? Splendid and unspoiled, I must say. Come on! I think we'll have to find out a little bit more about the happiness of the Swiss. Looks like we'll have to come back next year.
Experience the happiness of the Swiss on the Grand Tour of Switzerland. Book now at myswitzerland.com.
And with that, we kind of transport the message, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. The whole website obviously has to give all the experience, show all the experiences. Our organization has to work to deliver what we promise, so we have to walk the talk. So it's really a completely different approach than before. Instead of saying, come to Switzerland because it's beautiful wherever you go, we now segment, we focus, we define segments that we're working on. So we give